Well, I was fortunate in having a lot of writings of mom and dad's, and so I had a lot from which I could draw.
I love the title, Proverbs for Living a Lovely Life.
Well, the thing was that she had a lot of challenges in her life. She was a minister's wife, and she had a lot of challenges that people face today, but she handled it entirely scripturally. She handled it with God. She didn't go around, she didn't, for instance, go next door and sit and have a cup of coffee with a neighbor and pour out her woes. There were things that I discovered about Mom after she had died that I had no idea that she had gone through. But she handled everything with, one of her favorite scriptures was, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of
pure,
good
lovely,
report.
praiseworthy, noble, of good report, think on these.
Yes, that's what she dwelt on. And when she had difficulties, she took them to God and she left them there and then worked to give us all a lovely life, which she did.
Is this you?
That's me.
Oh, I just opened to this. Look, mother and daughter. And the wonderful quote beside, character and skill are the results of habits developed through faithful repetition. Even the tortoise reached the ark one step at a time. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And David Maines has done the foreword for you.
He did. He did a beautiful foreword. I just had 26 of those printed, but the wonderful thing, as I was saying about technology now, is that you can have one or however many printed and then just get them as you need them.
Now, Diane, I got very excited about this before the program because I would say once a month, someone contacts me and says, you know, I write poetry and I'd love to have it published, or, you know, I've written my story and I can't get a publisher. Well, you don't have to go that route. It can be a painful process and it can end in a dead end. Tell us how this works and give us an idea of the cost.
Well, I felt that there were so many people who had valuable messages and things to convey, and some just to their own families, and some for a broader audience. And so I established a little publishing company, By Design Media, and so I can help people to put their stories or whatever, you know, photos or poetry, whatever they would like to do, together into books. And
you make the template.
Well, yes.
And that's a bit costly. It might even be a few $1,000s.
Well, yes, it's not cheap, but it's you know, it's certainly a lot less expensive than it used to be. But it's a way of people getting their work into print,
preserved in as beautifully as this has been done. And then you can make it so the copies aren't expensive at all.
No, actually, I can reproduce those very, very reasonably, but it's the initial cost of putting it together that's
now, this isn't meant to be a commercial. I feel this is a service. You need to know that the world is changing, and there is a way, a practical, relatively reasonable way to have a book of this quality.
Well, it depends on what a person's priorities are. And really, I think there is nothing more important. And we are called to pass on our wisdom and so on to the younger people. They need to have that foundation of strength to be able to get through the things ahead. And so it's valuable. It's a real treasure. A lot of people, you know, when they pass on, they might leave a few sticks of furniture or some money, hopefully, but to preserve their essence so that people on down the line will not only know who they were, but will be able to benefit from the experiences they've had and the life lessons that God has given them through difficult times.
I was thrilled, as I said, I think at the beginning of the program, that one of the young gals up north this weekend, today, was going into a senior's home to record, just longhand.
I love that.
Probably in a spiral notebook, the life of a precious senior citizen who wanted to record her life, her journey. This makes it a lot easier.
That is actually a really important thing, I think, about the journal, because there are so many people sitting in nursing homes feeling as though they have nothing left to contribute, and here they are full of all this wisdom and so on, and if people would, well, people who visit them often don't know what to say or what to you know, how to carry on a visit, but this acts as a really good tool for helping with the conversation and for making that elderly person realize that they do have so much to contribute still. So,
and you're not just a recording artist, as in with pen in hand.
No.
It's a mentoring experience.
Exactly. For instance, if a young teenager were to sit with a grandparent or an older person from the church or a neighbor or whatever, and maybe take one page a day, and maybe get the older person to tell how they stayed married for 60 years, for instance.
That would need more than one page, I'll bet.
Well, there are things that the young people are going to have to know as these years go by.
Guideposts for your family.
Yes.
And your friends.
Well, yes.
That's really what you're providing.
It is, and there's so many young people who don't have direction these days. They don't know, and they want direction, but we're not giving it to them. People are so busy with their own interests and goals and so on, and so the young people just aren't getting the direction that they used to. It used to be that a lot of young people would get that direction in church or in youth groups or whatever, but there are so many fewer people who are making sure that their kids get to church.
Nobody's slowing down long enough to pass on much of anything.
Right.
I think that's why Martin Luther said, if you want to change the world, pick up your pen. And you need this book to help with the process. We want to make sure that you get your copy. We just had our warehouse restocked with a fresh supply of this beautiful book. Here's the page with the information. And by the way, this week only, if you would also like to get the book that David Maines was enjoying with his grandchildren, Thank You, Jesus, the God Rocks booklet, you can request that as well. Here is the information. And please do remember, this is our thank you gift to you for helping keep this ministry strong with your financial gift. Crossroads, Box 5100, Burlington, Ontario, L7R4M2. In the USA, it's Box 486, Niagara Falls, New York, 14302. Clicking, it's crossroads.ca, and calling, it's a toll-free number, 1-800-265-3100. I think of David's words, many, O Lord, are the wonders you have done. Were I to speak and tell of them, they would be too many to declare. You don't have to tell them all. There's just nice little spaces, and when you think of it, that's kind of what David did. One psalm at a time.
That's true, one at a time, yes.
Diane, thank you for this creative tool. It's going to, who knows what the ripple will be from this.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share it, Moira. It amazes me how God has moved it on. I believe that it was His idea, and now he's moving it on in ways that I could never orchestrate. And that's exciting to see.
Thanks for making us look good every month, too.
I try.